Welcome to another episode of the Jets Afterburners podcast. New York Jets Dan 16. And I got the frat boys here. Can you guys hear me? All right. Oh, you guys can hear me. All right. Yep. Very good. Excelente. So listen, we're going to just have boatloads of fun here. Boatloads. We haven't been on for a while, and we got to tackle a lot of things. We get it. It's a big day, big night tomorrow. Whose career are we going to ruin tomorrow at 7? Who? You could just choose whomever you want. Hopefully, it's going to be a great one. But I want to introduce two new guys here, Elijah and Michael from the New Era Jets podcast. You guys caught my eye. You guys are on Instagram, YouTube, and you guys just nail it. You guys are very raw, and you guys are meticulous within your craft. So, Elijah, you go first, man. Introduce yourself.
Yeah, my name is Elijah. I'm a Jets fan. Been a Jets fan my whole life, all New York. It's just painful being a Jets fan, but the podcast, I loved it. And just thank you for putting me on the show. It means a lot.
Absolutely. Michael, what's going on?
My name is Michael. I've been a Jets fan, obviously, since I was born. I've always wanted to get into, content creation. And especially, I personally play football right now. I'm a college football player, so the idea of football is big to me. And I feel like I know a lot about the game, so I wanted to, start my own show kind of. And Elijah reached out, and I was like, it's rare where I'm from. I'm from Illinois, finding Jet fans. So I was like, perfect way to connect. And I love talking about the Jets, even though, it's been a painful 20 years of being a fan. So thank you for having me on the show. I appreciate it.
Absolutely. I love the introduction. It seems like the first day at an AA meeting. Hi, my name's Dan, and I'm a recovering Jets fan. And with that, Johnny Boy and Armand. Whoa, what's going on here?
Let's go Mets. Let's go Mets.
Let's go Mets. First time caller, first time host, but long and suffering Jet fan. I got my Tums. I got my Pepto-Bismol ready for tomorrow, because I know they're going to give me acid indigestion and heart palpitations with the pick at 7.
I wanted to bring this up here. Again, we didn't touch on this because we haven't been on for a while, and it's about our boy, the guy that was tearing the Jets into the fan base, that is. That's this guy. Can you guys see him?
Yep, we can see him.
Yeah, this guy. All right. Hopefully we don't get canceled. Take a listen.
So we sit down in the office, and I think we're going to have this long conversation. I've flown across the country, and 20 seconds in, he goes, literally, I'm talking to the GM about something, and he leans to the edge of his seat and goes, so do you want to play football? And I was like, yeah, I'm interested. And he said, you get the fuck out. We sit down in the office. And
this is what I'm trying to say. I'm kind of pissed off that this guy has the balls to think that he can do whatever he wants. And I'm not about that. I was all for him to come here with the New York Jets. But then all of a sudden we got to show him respect. This is the business. This is how it is. If you don't like it, and the best part is that he said that he flew on his dime. Let's put things in perspective. His first year here, he got paid because of an injury. He was injured. He didn't earn that money. So we gave him some money on the side. Here you go. It is what it is. And then all of a sudden, we cut him. We go our separate ways because that experiment did not work. And then all of a sudden, he turns into this. Come on, man. Enough is enough, dude. You haven't earned anything as a New York Jets. Not only that, Brett Favre earned more than Aaron Rodgers. Like, I want to hear you guys. And we're going to start off with Johnny Boy. What do you think of that, what he had to say? Why couldn't he keep it inside? But that's not him, right?
I think this is a guy that reacted emotionally. I think he wanted to be relevant again a week prior to the actual draft itself. I did not think I was going to talk about this man again, but here we are. Did I want the Aaron Rodgers thing to work? 100%. The iconic him coming out of the tunnel with the flag is something that I think as us Jet fans are going to constantly be in our head. I mean, it was on September 11th, if I'm not mistaken. It was amazing. It was awesome. I was like, here we go. It's going to be a new era. This is the guy that's going to lead us. 4 plays in, Dunzo. Did he take the biggest pay cut of all time? I mean, he did, but what did he do for us? At the end of the day, right, this league is about what have you done for me right now. Oh, he got us 28 touchdowns. That seems to be what everybody tells me, but I think Fitzpatrick still holds the season record for that, where you couldn't even beat that with an additional game. That didn't happen. Oh, but he flew on his own dime here on his private jet. No, you didn't, because you had prior engagements prior to coming to this actual meeting itself. So don't put out there and bring this narrative that fits your narrative only, that's stating that you came over here on your dime and that's what it was. No, you didn't do that. And then to have somebody, first off, it was alpha versus alpha. And Aaron Glenn is, I'm the dog. This is my team now. I'm the captain. He just didn't like it. And I don't think Aaron Rodgers has ever had somebody just say to him, no. And this is what occurred. And the Jets have adults in the front office, and we've not had that in such a long time. It is what it is at this point. I wish him all the best of luck. I honestly wish he does go to Pittsburgh and he goes with them and he plays us that first game of the season and we dog beat the living crap out of this guy and everything, because we've done it before with less talent.
Right.
When he was in Green Bay, right? They did it. If I'm not mistaken, during the summer camp and all the OTAs and all that stuff like that, it seemed like the defense was constantly picking them off. You know, that wasn't being talked about. So for him to come on here and say this, the last thing I'm going to say in Aaron Rodgers is this guy was not a Hall of Fame quarterback for the New York Jets. Correct. He was a Hall of Fame quarterback for the Green Bay Packers.
That's it.
Okay.
Pretty much.
And it is what it is. I choose the New York Jets over one person 100% of the time. You cannot be bigger than the actual JETS in front of that jersey, and you want to have that back on there. So that's my take in regards to Aaron Rodgers.
We welcome on Vinny C, the Yankee fan of the show.
Go Mets.
Go Mets. Now, I want to pick on Elijah. Elijah, what do you think about this whole Aaron Rodgers nonsense?
Man, this is crazy. First, I gotta say, Aaron Rodgers. He's got like the biggest ego I've ever seen. Like, I get it, you're a Hall of Fame quarterback, but like for you to publicly, first of all, he hasn't been on Pat McAfee show. That was on Pat McAfee show, right? If I'm not mistaken.
Yep.
He hasn't been on in like
on a Thursday.
Yeah, he hasn't been on this since like in like months, if I'm not wrong. And then the first thing you're gonna say is talk about the New York Jets. Like, you're a quote unquote Hall of Fame quarterback. We gave you all the weapons. We got you Garrett Wilson, Devontae Adams, Alan Lazard. I can't even think. Brees Hall, all these weapons,
And we
we
let him
only
keep
got 5
Nathaniel
of them.
Hackett.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's it. Exactly.
It'll be like
Randall
3rd and 10.
Cobb.
3rd and 10. Run up the middle.
Billy Turner, Malik Taylor, all of the Green Bay Packers that he asked for, Randall Cobb,
Bart Starr.
we brought them over.
Exactly. Like, I didn't realize how much control he had to the team. Like, he was making it like his team basically.
Right.
Like, and I understand Aaron Glenn because like that just shows what kind of clothes Glenn not playing. Like, I honestly at first I wanted him to stay with us because had no idea who our quarterback was going to be. So I honestly thought we were going to get James Winston, and with all the respect, he's not a person I'll like look up to the starter quarterback. He's like, to me, a lot more of a mentor, but overall, Aaron's got to grow up. Like, that's some like childish stuff what he did right there. Like, it was just unbelievable, like crazy.
Now, Michael, what are your thoughts, man?
Well, my whole big thing with it, I mean, you guys could jump in too, but if you just look at it, like when he was coming to the Jets, it was this whole big thing, right? And as it should be, you know, he's coming off, you know, he has a 4-time MVP, he's a Hall of Fame quarterback, like we said. But at this point of his career, it's kind of, you know, he didn't have the best season last year. It's just that those are the facts. And instead of, you know, taking that maybe with a chip on your shoulder, going quiet, signing to a team and, you know, getting to work, it's this another dragged out decision. And he appears on the McAfee show and you're like, okay, you know, maybe I'm going to get some insight, you know, if he's going to the Steelers or not. And he just rips into the Jets for an hour. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So I kind of look at it as like, if that's the way he's coming across right now, he's clearly, you know, we already knew he's on the way out of his career, but it's like a bad look for him where it's like, you're a Hall of Fame quarterback. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, you're not a Hall of Fame quarterback for us. You didn't have, you know, the career with us that we wanted, but you've still had a great career up to this point. Don't ruin it by keep going into the media and just shooting yourself down. You know what I'm saying? Like these last couple of years, I feel like he's just hurting his name more than it already was like damage that was done. And I feel like Jet fans treated him so good, like compared to like Green Bay. Like when he got hurt, Green Bay fans were saying like they wish he got hurt and stuff. Like when he came to the Jets, we had fans, you know, when we were like debating if we wanted to bring him back or not, a bunch of Jet fans I knew were dying on the hill that, you know, his stats were great. He wasn't the reason we lost. And then all of a sudden he turns his back on the whole fan base. You know what I'm saying? Like that's kind of how I took it, was like he turned his back on us fans. And, you know, I'm riding with Glenn until Glenn proves me wrong. So I'm going to fully back Glenn on this one. And I think it was very childish. And, you know, I don't really care where Rodgers goes. If he goes to the Steelers, I hope we smack him, which I think we will. So that's really all I got to say on it.
Guys, you can hear me, right?
Yes.
Yep.
So, Armand, your thoughts?
I'm not surprised he killed us. No matter how we told him. If we flew to him, he would still kill us for flying to him. If we told him over the phone, if we sent him an email, you know, if we sent him a pink slip via FedEx or UPS, like wrestlers back in the 90s used to get from WCW, he would kill us on Pat McAfee. He puts everybody in a no-win situation. 100%. He even puts his buddies, Alan Lazard, Devontae Adams. He puts all his buddies in a no-win situation. Devontae Adams had to come out and say something, and they're not even teammates right now. Well, not for this season. Devontae's now on the Rams. I'm pretty sure Devontae did not want to say anything, but he did because he's friends with Aaron.
I'm going to go against you on that one. Look at this one here. This is Devontae Adams yesterday kind of sticking up to his best friend. We golfed together on Wednesday in Vegas. And then he told me he was going to meet with the Jets on Thursday. Then he comes back and we play again Friday, Adam said. And he was just in such a bad mood after the meeting that he hit me up and was like, I'm not coming back, bro. He's like, this was horrible. They just disrespected me completely. Grow a sack, right? That's number one. For all your boys and whatever the case is, grow a pair, move on, go to Pittsburgh, play this with them because I have a feeling that they're going to draft Shedeur Sanders tomorrow and give you a big FU. I don't think Tomlin wants to deal with that. I think the decision has been made in Pittsburgh. They can't. I think, Elijah, you said it as well. It's hurting him. It has hurt him. Nobody wants to deal with this guy. That's it. I think,
especially someone like Mike Tomlin, he's not putting up with that.
He's
not playing with that.
Vinny, what do you think?
It's tough to go last after all very valid points were made, so I'll try here. Thank you for the invite, by the way, Dan. Hand up, I'll start off by saying I am one of the Jet fans that from the get-go, when it became a thing of Rodgers to the Jets, I wanted the guy, and I was wrong 1,000 times over. And then again, I've been wrong about this time 1,000 times. For a guy that hasn't missed a single snap since 1997, I'm glad he's gone. I won't miss him. The way he handled it on the way out was very Jamal Adams-esque.
Yes.
But I will say this, the Jets usually don't get things right. And I was a big proponent of being against the hire of Aaron Glenn. If you follow my tweets, you know what I'm talking about. Mm-hmm. I love the way they handled it. For once, we're not the ones begging the Hall of Famer, please come save the franchise. Instead, within 5 minutes, told them, Richard, we're better off without you. I love the move. I love it. I can't guarantee that Muji and Glenn are going to be, the best combo we could throw together. But this is a hell of a way to start a new era of Jets football. So you know what? I commend them for the way they handle it. For that guy who's a multimillionaire to say, I spent my dime, nobody feels bad for you, dude. Nobody. And going back to the Pittsburgh thing, Pittsburgh is not a franchise like the Jets that ends up with egg on their face. If you don't think they're paying attention to everything going on and they think they're going to deal with this nonsense, you got another thing coming. I think they'd rather have a losing season without Aaron Rodgers than take a chance with this guy in their locker room with the stench he comes with. I'll leave it at that.
Luca, come on if you want. I think like you nailed something there. Like we all drank the Kool-Aid, right? All of us, including me. I wanted Rodgers. Guys, I got mad jerseys with Rodgers' name on. And now what am I going to do with it? I don't know. It's going to be another ShamWow to the collection. That's it. Just drying up my car. That's all. But it's the leadership right now. I think, Vinny, you nailed it. A lot of us did not want Aaron Glenn. Some of us did. Some of us saw through that defensive-minded head coach. Maybe he's cut from the same cloth as a Bill Parcells, as a Sean Payton, as a Dan Campbell, and the list goes on, but only time will tell. But just the way if that meeting went the way how it did. Hey, you want to play football? Yeah, I do. Well, you ain't going to play for the Jets. Go F yourself. Get the fuck out of here. That's beautiful. That's New York. That's George Steinbrenner at his best. Get out of here. We got to move forward. And now moving forward, the Jets are doing something special. I think they are exercising the 5th-year options on Sauce Gardner. Mm-hmm. Ahmad Sauce Gardner. Sorry about that, guys. Garrett Wilson. And this was surprising.
JJ.
Jermaine Johnson. I like that.
I love that move.
Why? Whoever said that, Johnson? I want to know why. I want to know why.
Well, I mean, I love it for 2 reasons. Obviously, one, I think his skill set, I don't even think he's reached close to half his potential. But 2, just the current state of the Jets, and obviously, big draft tomorrow could change a lot. But I think with the way our D-line is, and especially on the edges, I think the way Jermaine Johnson plays, like he plays with that fire under him. And I when I watch the Jets games, before obviously he got hurt, just some of like the moves he makes, like his edge rushing moves, like obviously, I'm not going to go out on say, oh, he's one of the best in the league. But I do think, especially that type of player he is, coming off this Achilles injury, I think he's going to be so scary this upcoming season. And I think bringing in someone like Glenn, I think could really get him to reach that potential. And I really do hope we draft, maybe a solid run stopper tomorrow, because then I think that will really put it together with Will McDonald, just the whole D line. And then Jermaine Johnson, I mean, you guys could disagree. Obviously, I would like to hear what you guys have to say about it. But I personally saw that and I was really happy just because I think, like I said, the whole team has something to prove. But someone, especially like him, I think has something to prove going forward.
Yeah, I loved it too. I was about to show. I got a picture of him at the game. I don't know if you can see it.
Nice.
First of all, he's just a great guy in general. Like, you remember his tweets when people were talking about the Jets? He should be a cap. Like, from the whole paragraph he said, that just shows he's a team captain. Like, for most people, they'd be like, fuck the Jets. Like, he actually cares for the team. He's a true player. He supports. Like, he's just like, he's the type of player you want on the team. Not only he's good, he has great character. He's made to be an athlete. He's just perfect. And coming off an Achilles injury with a lot of potential, I still think he hasn't reached the potential yet. But with Will McDonald, who maybe we might draft an edge rusher in the draft tomorrow, but we'll see. But as of right now, I love that move. It's probably out of all of them, that's probably my favorite one for the 5th year option.
Wow. Again, for me, it's coming off of an injury. You want to see what he has, but I think maybe for the future of next year, you have him as a possible asset. Again, we all hate to talk about trading players, our own guys. But let's say Will McDonald comes off a 15-sack season and JJ 12. You don't want to separate them, but you might have that as a dangling piece, especially if this draft, we don't draft a quarterback. And we have an opportunity next year to move up in the draft. I think Mooj, that guy, I think he's really kind of showing his colors a little bit. They ask him questions about, again, the Rodgers thing. Listen, not going to answer that. Move on. Next. These are professionals. It seems like these are adults in the room. Not saying that Joe Douglas wasn't, but just the mere fact that the guy was falling asleep in a freaking combine just tells you everything. Like, when can the Jets have it right? But now I want to know Vinny's point here. And before we do, Luca, thank you, man, for hopping on, dude.
What's going on, fellas? Hope all is well. I know it's been like about a month or so since I've been on here, but yeah, draft night tomorrow.
Yes.
I'm in line with Vinny's under headline, which says draft warrant at 7. He's my number 1. My number 2 is probably Membu. My number 3 is probably Ted McMillan. My 4 is probably Matthew Bond. But yeah, I'm really excited for tomorrow, just to put all this draft guessing to bed, because now we got people guessing that the Jets are interested in Jalen Walker and Mason Graham and all these different things. The guessing finally comes to an end. But I know Vinny remarked on it. Dan, you remarked on it too. There were some people out there, some Jet fans that were defending Aaron Rodgers. I'm not one of them. Like you guys, I wanted Aaron Rodgers back into 2023. The point to bring up is the Jets, finally hadn't handled this like an adult organization. The Jets in 2023, they flew out to California to meet Rodgers. They met on his terms. Right. They gave him Hackett. They gave him Lazard, Cobb. They gave him Billy Turner. They gave him all these different things to basically say, you know what, you're the guy who's going to save us, Aaron Glenn. And here's the thing as well. Rodgers tweeted a couple of years ago that, I don't take phone calls. I'd rather meet in person, something along those lines. So
right.
The Jets did exactly that. And they said, you know what, come on our terms. We're going to discuss this. And Rodgers, of course. And to be fair, it's not like, because Rodgers is very self-absorbed, as we all know that he was going to blow this out of proportion. He's going to have people on his side just because, they hate the Jets and whatnot. And I'm not saying that is undeserved in terms of, how bad the organization has been. But in terms of this situation, I don't think they handled it badly. They got to do what they got to do. I don't think I had an issue with Glenn bringing in Muji into the conversation because, Muji is the one making the decisions with Aaron Glenn. They're tied together. They're making it as a duo. So why not bring in the general manager is my question. That was completely weird. And the whole dime thing, I'm going out of my dime. Bro, you make how many millions of dollars?
Like
how many dimes? Mad
exactly.
dimes.
Well, they ripped the Band-Aid off.
Exactly.
They said to hell with it. You're not going to keep us. Could you guys imagine us going into the draft tomorrow not knowing if Aaron Rodgers was going to play this year? Because we still don't have an idea if he's playing. They're talking about he might be retiring. We don't know. So this was the best thing, and they handed it the right way. I do not believe, though, that it was a decision that they already had made. I think it was something that, hey, Dan, are you going to work tomorrow?
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. It's a yes or no question, right?
Mm-hmm.
If you came at me and you said, yeah, I'm interested. What, bro? Like, come on. Like, you can't
that's not a
say
straight
that.
answer.
You need to be on some like, hey, I'm still on the contract. I'm a Jet. I will do whatever you guys need me to go ahead and do. This is your team. I'm here to go ahead and do that. But his ego, like Luca stated, right, and Michael as well, it's just huge, and it keeps getting inflated and continues to grow. The Pat McAfee stuff and everything, it's a platform for him to come up there and to silence everybody else, because he knows that there's nobody else on that show is going to come up to him and say, bro, you're wrong. Like, what are you talking about right now?
I feel like there was an outside chance of him being the quarterback of the Jets. And I felt like when they sat down, it was kind of like a job interview. If there were certain key words that he would say, I think Mooj and Glenn had an agreement. He says these things, it's out. He's not buying in. He's not going to the OTAs. He's not going to the non-voluntary minicamps. He's not going. We don't need that. If we're going to change this culture here, which has been shit, it's been horrendous. There is no leadership. There's no accountability. I think they had that. And once they asked Rodgers, just like you said, Johnny, I'm interested, F off. You're gone. Vinny, what do you think?
You guys hear me?
Yeah, we hear you.
I mean, it's done. It's done. Like, we shouldn't even waste another second of our time talking about this guy. The way Muji said, it's just like, I only want to address Jets players. This guy's not a Jet anymore. It's not Jet related. Let's move on. The best organizations that we know, the ones that are consistently in the playoffs, the Buffaloes, the KCs, the Los Angeles Chargers, the Ravens, I could go on and on and on. You have to build the team from the inside out, not the outside in. All these, the team that wins free agency every year, guys, the one that gets the most high profile free agent, doesn't end up winning the Super Bowl. That's just the truth. We need to find a quarterback. And newsflash, unless you don't have one of the top 5 or 6 quarterbacks in the league, you won't win. And that's why I wanted an offensive guy. Do I think Justin Fields is the answer? No, but I think he could be a good transitional quarterback for the next great one that comes in if we're able to find the guy, if it's this year or next year.
Right. You know, you bring up a good point. It's all these teams back in the day, like even the former Washington Redskins, when they had Dion, Bruce Smith, Jeff George, they had like an all-star team. Then the Philadelphia Eagles, same thing with Vince Young, Nnamdi Asomugha. The list goes on. Same thing with the Jets. The Jets tried to replicate that, but they tried to replicate a little bit of that and a little bit of the whole Tom Brady thing. I'm glad that you brought up Justin Fields. I feel like that question was posed to him. Do you want to play quarterback? Yes, 100%. And I think that last year showcased his maturity and what it is to be 4-2 and be benched. What was Tomlin trying to convey to him? Yes, Tomlin wants to win more games. I get it. But it's a young player, young guy. Young quarterbacks, they need to grow. And something like that, you know, the fire that this kid has right now, I cannot wait to see my new number 7. Dude, that is my number for a quarterback for the New York Jets forever. Ken O'Brien, Boomer Esiason. I'm not even going to name Geno Smith. F that. I hated Geno Smith. The Geno Smith in Seattle and now in wherever he is and with the Raiders, that's cool. But that, oh my God, the worst. Now, we're going to go to Elijah. What do you think about Justin Fields, my man?
I loved it. I love it, man. He was honestly, I think he was a perfect fit. Just playing with Garrett Wilson in college. I was hoping we would get either Chris or Olave. I don't know if you've seen recently Jameson Williams. He's on the trade block.
Yeah.
Honestly, I don't want to give up like. What would you give up? Would you think a 3rd round pick is acceptable for Jameson Williams?
I'd give up a 42 for him. I'll
I'd
give
give
up
up a
on
second
42.
round pick. I'll go out.
Yeah,
and say this.
the 42
I
would have to go for
I would
Jameson
trade our
Williams.
second round pick every single year for an established
Yeah.
player,
For
considering
a
the
deep,
history we
deep
have in the
threat
second
like
round.
Jameson Williams.
Yeah, because not only that, first of all, he does have maturity issues. We all know that. How his first few years, but Glenn had to deal with him too. Even though he's defense coordinator, I'm guaranteed he talks to him all the time. So if we were to get Jameson Williams, well, we're not going to Chris Olave anymore because he picked up his 5th-year option just today. But if we were to get him too, we'll be said what's called the near Buckeyes. It's basically just he was the perfect fit for us.
Yep.
Yeah, but Elijah,
And
if
number
you don't
7?
mind me chiming in, do we really want to go down that road again? We just did the Green Bay Jets. I mean, do we want to do this thing where we collect everybody's friends and make everyone happy? I don't want to make everyone happy. I want the coach to run the team.
Yeah, I mean, if the Knicks can do the Villanova Knicks, then we can do that.
I
see
was
Knicks
thinking-
guys right there.
Yeah,
made
We
Lucas
can
so
keep
happy.
going on and on with this analogy. So go on.
Yo, Dan. So
is this
so-
snowball?
it is
my good-
snowball. It is
Snowball. Listen, with all due respect, man, I think sometimes a message like this speaks louder than words. If you have someone that's kind of, I'm going to throw it out there, dicking you around, who's full of himself, you have to showcase to the entire organization, all the players. No one person can overrule an entire organization, especially when a new regime goes in. What respect? What other thing? I think, Armand, you said it. Even if we flew to him, he would have found some nonsense. That's it. You know what? Case closed. The heck with Aaron Rodgers. It is what it is. We welcome to the show Charles Gorman. What's up, my man?
Hey guys, how are you?
What up,
Better
Charles?
now that you're
We're good.
here.
How about you?
Doing good.
Are you psyched for tomorrow? Are you psyched?
Cool.
For the NFL for Jake Asman's draft party, yes, I am.
Oh, you
cannot
going?
wait.
You going?
Yes, I am, sir. Going
Hell
with Big
yeah.
Sean.
I'm going there to MetLife too.
Wow,
Look.
man, you guys are
Good for you,
diehards.
Elijah. Good for you, my man.
That's great.
I've been to that event.
Before I
Elijah.
get
You're
into
gonna have a
with
great
my
time.
take,
Like-
Johnny, congrats on your Mets on sweeping the Phillies. You guys have the best record in baseball now.
Yeah.
8-0, baby. Right now, we're on an 8-0 streak. Let's go, Mets.
Actually, it's 7-0. Actually, you guys have won 7 in a row.
It'll be 8 against the Nats coming up. You'll see.
Still got a while to
I
go
hope
to
so.
catch up for the Yankees. I'm just saying.
Johnny,
Dan,
we'll
don't
talk,
start.
We'll
Dan,
talk
don't
again.
start.
Memorial Day weekend. We'll talk again.
Yeah, all right,
we
hold
will.
on one second. Evan, welcome. Part 2,
Oh,
seeing if
no.
the Jets did draft. So, so this is a narrative here. This is a narrative. I
Why do people say
probably
this
will
shit?
have to fill up that tub with bleach because I want the guy at 7. I want him. I like that. I like an
Oh,
unknown,
Dart?
but it's not going to happen. It's
You
not
want Dart at
guys.
7, Dan?
I want him at 1. I don't care. I like quarterbacks
Why?
with long hair.
if you want Dart,
That's
you're gonna want Shador.
Yeah.
He wants
I
to
don't
throw
want
a
Shador.
dart.
You just said
That's
you
what
like
it is.
quarterbacks,
Hold on.
Dan.
No, I don't like Shador because of
You
his
just
dad.
said you like quarterbacks.
Yeah, but Dart doesn't bring drama. He brings fucking
Dart
drama,
does
bro.
bring all quarterbacks bring drama.
Exactly.
Not this
And
guy. He brings Super Bowls.
No, he won't.
Dart,
Not
and,
Joe Jets.
No, it's not going to happen.
Dart is
Let's
at
get him
yeah.
25th
Wait.
to the
pick
ground.
overall.
Wait,
If-
Barron's
I think-
Barron's at a cornerback, right? From
Yeah.
Texas A&M or something.
Texas.
I mean, we signed Brandon Stevens. We don't need a corner. I mean,
No,
Exactly.
No.
even though
I remember when the draft, like all the draft stuff started coming out, I was saying this is before we signed Justin Fields. I was willing to use the 42nd pick on Jackson Dart. Nothing more than that. I think he's
What?
good, but I no. Now, like I'm saying for the Jets, no way I'm using the 7th pick at him. Now, someone like using the 21st if you're the Steelers, yeah, I completely get that. I would,
I wouldn't
you know,
even
these
go a
teams,
7th rounder for him.
Wow.
I would not use our 7th pick on Jackson Dart at this moment right now. And
hell
even
no.
if even if we didn't have a quarterback, I would not get Jackson Dart at 7.
That's
I
never
don't
going to
think-
happen.
I don't think I
I don't
know.
think there's a franchise quarterback in this draft. Going between Shador or Cam Ward as the top 2 quarterbacks, I compare this draft to
You
Mariota
want to go through
Winston.
this freaking statement again?
2018.
Fucking-
Thank
this
you,
Evan
John.
guy, I love Evan. Evan is a great
Oh
one.
my goodness.
He's dropping truth bombs there.
Pope Francis.
He is from Argentina. God bless
All
him.
right.
Rosario
Hey,
Central.
So Dan,
Yes.
Luca and Vinny are kind of hitting on the Warren tight end thing
Yes.
right now, right?
Right.
We need to address this because
We have to. We got to. I am
have to
anti
address
tight end
this.
at 7.
So I'm on the same boat with you.
can't-
Do I think that Warren's going to be a good player?
Ah,
Probably, yes.
Yep.
Good.
But I can't pick a tight end at 7th at Warren, especially Warren, who could not beat out Theo Johnson, which Theo Johnson was a 4th rounder when he was over there in Penn State. I can't do it, bro. He had 1 year, and that was his last year from, I think, 5 years that he played, if I'm not mistaken.
Right.
I can't. I'd rather get one of these other tight ends later on
Hero fan.
and build the wall from jump on both sides. I would be happy with either or.
I'd rather
Defense
take
or
Warren
offense.
next
Johnny,
trade
who
down for Loveland.
who's going to be our tight end 1 then week 1? I have to ask you. Because
Hero
if you
fan.
say Jeremy Ruckert, I'm going to jump out the window.
Yeah,
But that's easy for you. You live on the first floor.
Hey, Vinny, I got you. You know who's gonna be, right?
Who?
You know,
Smart.
ODU's finest, baby, Zach Kuntz. Let's go.
Oh, the cunts.
God. Yeah, that'll be the.
No, no, no.
Obviously,
I forgot.
my
I forgot he's
headline
also on the
says what it
team.
is. I was one of those people that was advocating for Brock Bowers last year. Needless to say, he was the greatest tight end prospect in collegiate history. I don't care what anybody has to say about that. We passed on him. I'm fine with the Olu pick. If we even pass on Warren this year and go with Membo, I'm fine with that as well because I think it's got to be offense, offense, offense. With that said, I'll give you a sleeper. Don't be surprised if 7 comes up. I would not be shocked if they take Genti at 7 because I think this team wants to run the ball this year. And don't be surprised if they end up trading Brees Hall.
No. Don't say it. Don't say it. Don't say
that
that.
I'm
Don't
fine
say
Genti
with.
is
that.
going
I'm fine
5
with
to
that.
Jacksonville.
I got his jersey right there.
I'm telling you, Genti. I don't
Get a
think
new
there's
nameplate.
world. I don't think there's a world.
And how did it work for the Lions when they drafted what's his name Gibbs in the first round? Nobody saw that coming. And don't let anybody tell you that running backs are a dime a dozen, especially if you think the guy
I mean,
is
that's
special.
kind of different. I mean, we
But
got
Gibbs and Genti have 2 different styles.
I'm
If you're
just
looking
talking
at
about
if you're looking at
running back
quarterback.
round 1, I think it would
Gibbs
be
is special.
Genti and Braylon Allen 1-2 punch. This team is going to try to run the ball this year. I don't see them picking up Brees Hall's option. I don't see them even paying Brees Hall.
There's no option for
There's
Brees.
no option for
He's a
Brees.
second-round
Yeah.
pick.
No more. Well,
He's a
look, if
straight
we're trying to
warrior.
if we're trying to replicate something that we did well in our history, that was 2009 with a ground and pound. If Genti's the guy, even though I'm not a fan of a running back or a tight end, if that's the case, and that is where this kind of dynamic offense is going to control the clock, to score points, by all means. Is someone in NASA here? Like I hear like someone on the moon.
Not me.
Yeah, somebody's like has a bad echo going on.
Could it be me? I'm sorry, guys. I apologize.
Don't apologize, Dan. It's all good.
Thanks. Charles, you haven't said a word. You just said hello. Welcome. What's going on? Tell me, who do you want at 7?
Wes
I
Welker.
wanted 7. The $1 million lottery. No, I'm just kidding.
Nice. Just $1 million ain't gonna get you too far, man.
Yeah. I look. I think Warren is a very good player. I was very impressed with his game against Boise State. I was impressed with Membu. Look, I know a lot of Jet fans aren't crazy about the Okorafor signing, but I think he can be a good backup. But the thing is, I know we invested a lot of the trenches with Joe Douglas. It didn't pan out very well. For the most part, it didn't.
Right.
But for this season, we do have 4 of our starting offensive linemen set. Olu looks like a stud. John Simpson, no relation to Homer, looks like a stud. Joe Tipman's a stud. Elijah Vera Tucker, when he's healthy and when he plays guard,
stud.
What up,
he's
guard?
more healthy and he's a good player.
Mhm.
He can play tackle, play well, but he's more hurt playing tackle.
Right.
So I personally would like Membu. But I heard the right tackle from Oregon is supposed to be pretty good too. I heard Josh Simmons supposed to be pretty good. Would I be upset if the Jets take a weapon? Personally, I think want the Jets to trade Brees Hall. I like Brees Hall a lot. I think he's a very special running back. I don't think he's done after his 2023 season. I know last year he rushed for over 800 yards, finished with over 1,100 scrimmage yards. Look, I think Brees Hall, the best of Brees Hall still has yet to come, in my opinion. I think we can get a lot out of Brees. I believe in his whole talent. I believe in his character.
Charles, you're going in and out, man. You're going
Yeah, I was
in and
gonna
out.
say that.
All right.
I thought it was me.
Drop down and then come back in, okay?
No problem, man.
Thank you.
So
What I
Charles
think-
answers
I-
this
what
question
I
when
think-
he comes back in. Are you
What I
extending
think we
Brees?
can what I think we can agree on is there's 4 major holes outside of quarterback that this team needs to be addressing, and that's tight end, right tackle, safety, and probably linebacker.
Wide
That's
Or
what I
maybe
think are the-
edge.
Okay, as I was saying, I think we need to finish our offensive line.
Oh,
The
so
game. All right. Look, I know people say the quarterback is the most important position. Well, what good is having a fucking quarterback? Excuse my language for the little kids that are watching.
Oh,
What good is that if your quarterback getting killed left and right?
oh man. Out of all the times that you were going in and out, the F-bomb came out clearly. Listen, Charles, I'm going to put you on the backstage because it's still going in and out, my man. All right.
All right.
So we'll go right here. So you said something interesting, Armand. What do we do with Brees, right? Do we extend them or something like that?
Yeah, because he's a free agent after this season. AVT is gone. Simpson can be gone. Pittman's coming up for an extension after this season. Like,
yes, I would have him. Sorry to see this, guys, but there's NFL good, then there's Jets good. It's where us Jet fans, we fall in love with these players. We love these guys. We buy their jerseys. We have this, the poster, this and that. I love Brees Hall, but if we can keep him, and let's say we have Ginty, he becomes seriously expendable. And if you can get a 3rd rounder for him, can he garner a second? No, he can't. He can't, because has he cracked 1,000 yards yet? He has. No. Did he get injured? Yes.
yes.
Does he have breakaway speed? No, he doesn't. He doesn't have breakaway speed. He's not a home run threat. Once in a while, he'll break one, especially if he's playing against Denver, because that's like the norm.
Not
Again,
last year.
I love the guy. He's a great player. He's a good player, but he does not deserve this huge contract. I think we could use him as much as we can this year. And if that's true, if we draft Ginty and we keep Brees Hall, maybe towards the trade deadline, we might get something in return for maybe a contender that's that one piece away to go to the Super Bowl like Dallas.
if they draft Genty, Brees is traded by Saturday.
Yeah,
He's not staying on the team.
If they draft
Right, on
Genty,
Thursday.
Brees is probably traded during the draft.
Just, I don't care if they trade him on draft day or in the middle of the season, like Dan suggested. Just don't make the mistake the Giants did with Barkley and let him walk out the door for nothing.
100%. Vinny, I have to agree with this. I love Brees Hall. Brees Hall signed my daughter's jersey. It was the first player that's been any professional to sign anything for my daughter. That's going to be a memory that she's going to have for the rest of her life, and I know that, right? But at the end of the day, this is a business, and it's about what have you done for me right now. Unfortunately, right, he's had some okay numbers, but it's just not there anymore. And if somebody's giving me a 4th, 3rd, I probably would have to go ahead and do it, because if I'm not mistaken, and when we had Luca on the show, he stated that this class this time around is heavy on tight ends, heavy on running backs. What else was it, Luca? I think you said DTs,
Defensive
well,
lineman.
that are there. So why not get one of those guys? I'm big on Scattenbo. A lot of people don't believe that Braylon Allen could be our number 1. I think he can. I think he has it, but he's a big guy, man. And when he falls, he gets 2 yards, and he hits the hole like it's supposed to. So for myself, again, I don't. If somebody's giving us a third or a fourth, which I think a third is still like, if we get a third for Breece Hall, whoever gave us that, we fleeced the living crap out of them. Because I think maybe it's a fourth. He was second round pick, right? If I'm not mistaken.
The first one got taken.
Come on, San Francisco! You got 11 picks. Trade us one of them.
Can I throw? Go for it, Elijah. Go for it.
I seen a post. The Commanders could possibly trade for him, and they'll give us like a 3rd round pick. And there's a player that said we get a return. I believe it was. Let me think.
But if it's the Commanders, that's going to be a really low 3rd round pick. They were in the NFC Championship game last year.
I know, but like they said, we'll get like a 3rd round pick or a 4th round pick, and there's one wide receiver.
Commanders don't have a lot of picks. I just checked. Yeah. They have 5 picks. They don't even have a 3rd.
Nope.
They don't. Then might be a 4th then.
So they have a 4th round pick. It's the Texans, 128. They have a 1st, a 2nd, a 4th, a 6th, and a 7th. That's all they have.
So I'm gonna throw a wild card out there, because again, since we're picking up the 50-year options on these former 3 first-round picks, now 2026 comes. Where the hell do you get this money? Where do you get this money to pay them? Right? How? Well, I'll tell you. I've been preaching this for the longest already. Do not be surprised if Quinnen Williams gets traded over the weekend. As much as everybody loves this guy, what's he done since he got this extension? Elijah,
he got paid a whole lot.
What has he done?
No.
It's Mo
Dan,
2.0.
No.
If they trade Quinnen Williams, if they trade him, we're getting Mason Graham.
No, we're not. No. We already got a whole bunch of defensive tackles in free agency. We got like 4 of them, 5 of them already on the roster. Who else left here? Somebody else left. No, Michael. Hey, Michael left.
It was Michael, yeah. First, I got to say about Quinnen Williams.
Please.
For you to say about he hasn't done anything, I mean, first he does get the sacks. I'll say that, but I don't know if you know. Like, I'm pretty sure in the last like 3 years, he's been at least top 5, top 6 in like pressure rating, and he's made a Pro Bowl like 3 years already. He's in my opinion, he's a top 5 defensive tackle. He could who's better than him? Dexter Lawrence. Would you say Jalen Carter is better than Quinnen Williams?
Keep in mind when Quinnen Williams signed that contract. Chris Jones, another one.
Oh yeah.
But just keep in mind when he signed that contract, he had that guy from the Rams who we were comparing him to, Aaron Donald. Right? Aaron Donald, after his extension, he still lit up the league. And yes, we might not say he's not there in sacks, but pressures and this and that doesn't equate, because you could pressure a quarterback and the quarterback will still make a touchdown game-changing throw.
Only against us, right? I get it. But with that being said,
I think this new regime here, they need to start opening up the bank here. Is Quinnen Williams the long-term answer? Just check out the cap hits that it's $20 million next year, 24, 23 million the following. He is not at the production that he's giving us. He's not worth that at all. Now, if he puts up 15 sacks, Aaron Donald numbers, all right, you know what? He's worth it. But I don't know, man. At this point, I can't do it. Can't do it.
Hey, Dan, so I said the Quinnen Williams. Yeah, I know. You see what Boom just put on?
How is that high? He's getting paid Aaron Donald money.
He was picked 3rd overall.
What?
It took him a while, but he got there.
That's I'm sorry, but that's like signing when Wayne Krebet signed. We had no idea, and they're like, "Oh yeah, you know what? He's gonna be like Jerry Rice. He's gonna be like Jerry Rice." Nah, dude, Quinnen Williams is getting paid a lot of money. What's it to sack the quarterback 3 times? He's covering the base of our financials because of that. Because of what? Pressures? No, none of that. I like the guy, but if you're on the team, level up. And if he stays here, I think he will with a coach like Aaron Glenn. But I would not be surprised if the Jets move on from him.
No, I can't. Oh,
Dan-
Michael just texted me. He said he lagged out and he can't join back. But he says thank you for having him in the show.
Hey,
Oh, I can
hey,
send them.
But he also said he also agrees with me. Do not trade Quinn and Williams.
Dan, so I have to say this, right, with the Quinnen talk. I think Quinnen Williams is probably the player that's on there that's going to get you the most on your return, if I'm being very honest with you, right? And it's the truth. There's going to be a team out there that would give up a first for him. And it's a conversation to be talked about. Taking any kind of like emotion out of this, being in business within itself, right? So do I think the Jets should do that? No, because he does a lot of other things that are not the stats that you want to see, but he could potentially be one of the reasons. Well, he is one of the reasons why you had a Will McDonald have the sacks that he's getting, the stuff that JJ has done, et cetera, et cetera. I think he's a good player. I think he needs somebody else to relieve some of that pressure. JFM left, and you saw his numbers decline because who else did they have? Leaky Fotu, who was never there.
Michael Clemens.
The dude Clemens. You got the guy that just went to the Commanders and got paid how much money on there?
See?
But if we're talking about return-wise, I can understand that piece of it because he would be the player that essentially would give us the biggest bang for our buck. And if this regime does not see Quinnen Williams as that piece for him, because again, they're brand new, they don't have any loyalty to any of these players. And if they're like Muji and Glenn is like, dude, we could probably get a team that could give us a first and maybe a second for him. You're telling me that that's not a conversation that you would want to have? Who was the player that the Jets was Keyshawn, right? That we ended up getting a couple of firsts. And then that was the year that we did the whole Mangold and all of those players, if I'm not mistaken. Is that am I right?
That was Anthony Becht. That was Chad Pennington, Lavernius Coles, and John
Abraham and Sean Ellis in the first round.
But God forbid, we kept them again. Boomtown. I get it. You're not the only one. There's an affinity for our players. How dare you move on from this guy? How dare you? Look at the numbers. How can you justify giving him this contract right now, paying him every season for a 3-sack season? He's not even a game changer. Luca, what do you think?
Well, I got two things. Number one, I know Johnny brought up the things, he does the things inside, which frees up Will McDonald and all. But who does Dexter Lawrence have on the defensive line as a defensive tackle next to him? Basically, because first of all, I'll say this: Kayvon Thibodeau is overrated. A lot of Giants fans overrate him. My brother would say he's overrated. Brian Burns didn't have the year he should have had last year. He's an 8-sack guy at most, 10 sacks at most. Dexter Lawrence is doing the whole heavy lifting himself. That's not Quinnen Williams, and they're being paid similar numbers. Dan, I'm surprised you didn't bring up Quincy Williams as a trade candidate because he's on the final year of his deal.
Yep.
A, B, they just paid Jamie Sherwood. So you're talking about open up the books. That's a conversation you might even have to have because there's no way that you're going to be, in my opinion, paying Quincy Williams and Jamie Sherwood for a linebacker position.
You can't.
And Luca, and that's probably my dark horse pick for us is a linebacker for that because we have no idea right now with the Quincy situation. And do I think that if we do end up doing something with Quincy and Quincy is gone, do I think Quinnen could potentially be out? Again, I think so. I mean, putting feelings, emotions, and out of it, which is the player that you guys have on the team right now that can get you the most for your return? And the answer for me, and this is my opinion and my opinion only, is Quinnen. What other player out there that's going to get you that first?
Right. So to answer Boomtown, right? So if we trade him and we get a first, what does that tell me? That tells me that we can get out of this horrific contract. That we could allow this new regime to start picking their own players and start paying their own players. We cannot afford Sauce, Garrett, and Jermaine Johnson if Jermaine Johnson has his breakout season. Are we not trying to change the culture here or not? So, Evan, welcome to the show, senor. What is going on, my friend?
Wait, what happened? He cut off.
Evan,
Yeah,
welcome to the show.
Oh, I appreciate you, bro. Thank you for having me.
What's going on, man? You're going to tell us what's on your mind, and I like it.
Yeah, I was wilding in the comment section, bro. I really don't want us to take Dart. I really don't want Warren either because, last year after passing on Brock, I don't know how you guys could stomach that. That's fine. I really wanted Brock Bowers last year. So if we take Warren, I wouldn't be able to get over it with myself. And to be honest with you, I don't think that Warren is that good of a receiving tight end. When I watch his clips, bro, he's just really slow. He doesn't get a lot of separation. And to me, that's not worth the 7th overall pick. For what we can offer, I just think it's better for us to trade down, probably get an extra second or a third, and select Matthew Golden, Ibuka, or Luther Burden. So,
who's trading up, Evan?
Well, let's look at Dallas, right, at 12. Dallas, that's for one, would either McMillan, if he gets to us, right, because they've been linked to McMillan and Matthew Golden, one of the two, or if Gentys definitely gets past the Raiders. The Bears and the Cowboys, those are two teams that I would be calling the phones with them, and they would definitely be interested. All right, hands down, because they've both been linked to Genty. So I think you could get a third or a second from them, and only move down 3 to 5 spots.
Evan, do you think that, let's say Shador falls to 7?
There you go.
That Pittsburgh may call and move up there, or are they going to sit down pat and wait for Sanders to drop all the way?
Well, I don't know, really. They're the only ones who know that if they have him as the number 1 quarterback on their board, if they have him as the number 2 quarterback. I really don't know how they have the rankings. If they feel that the gap between Shador Sanders and Jackson Dart, Jalen Milroe is bigger than any other team, right? Then, yeah, they would trade up. The Jets.
What would they give up? That's a big climb. That's a big climb.
Facts. Probably a second, a third.
They don't have
and
their
then I would
second
say
this year. They traded it for DK.
Oh, they don't have a second?
They traded it for DK.
How about a first? How about their 21st pick this year, right? How about the 21st pick this year? Let's get the first round pick next year, right? And let's get a 4th this year. And we'll give them a 6 back. Picks.
I would take their first and their third this year, 21 and 83. Their first next year, I see if they put Pickens in the deal because there's rumors of teams calling them about Pickens. Just like Jameson Williams, an extension has to come for one of them. I don't see it happening because we got to sign Garrett after this season, and you're not going to sign.
Yeah, but isn't that kind of a whack deal though, right? Because isn't Pickens in his 3rd or 4th year, and he's a second?
I wouldn't want Pickens on this team.
Same situation where you have to pay him.
No way.
I would love George Pickens.
I would not.
Team,
I don't want that headache here anywhere. And Aaron Glenn would probably cut him on the next practice.
I think Aaron Glenn is the type of coach that would be able to do
I would ask for Darnell Washington to get a tight end on this team.
Armand, ever since you said that, I've been on that. So this kind of goes back to the whole Warren being compared to Bowers. I'm a big Bulldogs fan. That's my squad, right? When Bowers and Darnell Washington came in, right? Darnell Washington was supposed to be the guy at Georgia. His name was Mount Washington coming in out of high school. This dude was just a freak of an athlete.
It's huge.
6'8", 265. Dude could run over people. He could block the whole 9. You get this other kid, man, and Brock Bowers that came from California that outbeat him from the very beginning of his freshman year and all that. That's the reason why, for myself, I have the issue with the Warren pick. Right. Because Warren did not step really onto the field until his 5th year, where he had Theo Johnson gone. When you had Zach Kuntz gone, when Zach Kuntz was in Penn State over there as well. So, like, it's a tough one for me when it comes to that. I really believe that we are going to trade back to get more capital. The one person that's not being talked about is Spielman. Spielman was always known for getting a lot more picks and being able to do more with that, especially when the whole narrative has been since the beginning of the offseason is that we have so many holes that we need to fill. We have so many holes that we need to fill. There's not enough talks about safeties, right? Safety, we're missing a strong safety. We have no idea what Tony Adams is. It's going to be over here with us as well. Right now, we have Andre Sisco, who we're hoping is going. Do I think he's going to be good? Yes, I think he's going to be good, but he's a free safety, right? We need that. That's not being talked about. Linebacker. I mean, if they go Jalen Walker, I wouldn't be mad at that. What I'm trying to say is this: at the end of the day, whoever ends up putting that green and white for the New York Jets, you best believe I'm going to root for them because we have to. That's our guy. It's going to be our player. So
I think San Francisco is a surprise team that would trade up. They have 11 picks. Yep. They're at pick 11. They might, they're going to have cap casualties in the next few years because of Brock Purdy's contract coming soon. They might like Tyler Warren. He might be the guy that takes over for George Kittle in 2 years.
They might go Sanders if Sanders is dropping at that point, and they might want with us to go ahead and do that. I could see that happening. It'll be a
Brock.
Do you see the Saints trading up with the Jets?
No, because if they for a quarterback, no, because they know that Carolina's not taking a quarterback at 8.
Correct.
They'll just wait.
Maybe
right.
Chicago.
Well,
Chicago for it'd either be for Genti or Warren.
Now I'll be for a Genti probably.
So
Chicago
this is where we're going to
Caleb.
see what Mooj is all about, right? Like, what if he calls teams? Like you're saying New Orleans wouldn't jump up because of Carolina. But what if the Jets call the Saints and say, hey, listen, the Steelers just gave us a call. They're going to give us a boatload. But if you can sweeten the deal, we can do the trade right now. I think it works both ways. I think the GM that's on the clock isn't waiting for phone calls. They make phone calls too. So it's a two-way street, I would think.
Facts.
You know what I mean? So I think New Orleans is not out of the picture.
They have 9 picks total.
Wait, who picks 14 and 15 and 16?
Gotcha. It's the
Colts
Colts,
could be one actually.
Falcons, and Cardinals.
So the
You're
Colts are
Colts.
The Colts have been linked to Warren too.
Yeah, but they could trade it for Loveland or stay at 14 and get Loveland.
I have to say this. I think the team that might be the one for us if a quarterback does end up dropping, it's Pittsburgh. And I think Pittsburgh, to make that jump, we're going to get the biggest return from that. From them jumping from 21 to 7, right? We're probably going to get their first next year.
Has to be.
We're probably going to get a second this year from them. We would have
They don't
to.
have their
they don't have a second. That's what the
third.
only way.
Maybe they're third
Yeah,
right
if
now.
you click on the team, it brings up their draft picks for this year.
Right. Well, that's what I'm saying. Like right now, the Steelers, if they would have to make that jump, the first round pick for next year has to be on the table.
Oh, it has to be easy.
Now, if we get out of this draft right here with 2 1s to go into 2026, there's no way we can select a quarterback, even at round 5, round 6, whatever the case is. And again, the jury is still out on Jordan Travis, who I don't even think is going to be on the team at all. I'd rather go with what's his name, Martinez or whatnot, as our third.
Mhm.
So, because Jordan Travis is, especially taking all of the stuff down with the Jets and whatnot, that you don't do that. And now he's trying to blame it on his agent. Not a good look, man. Elijah, what do you think, dude? Well, how do you think this is going to play out tomorrow?
I'm hoping. Listen, at first I want Warren at first, but I don't know if you've seen the draft. There's like a bunch of tight ends. Like I could think of kid from LSU, Mason Taylor, Harold Fannin, Bowling Green, and I've been looking at his highlights. He's really good. Honestly, if he's at second, I would personally get him, and then in the first we could take Membu, because with that offensive line, Olu Fashanu, John Simpson, Joe Tippmann, Elijah Vera Tucker, if he's healthy, and Membu, we could be top 5 easily. I guarantee it. Top 5 line. What do you think? You gonna be a top 5?
I think so.
I'll say top 10.
The one thing that it kind of has me on the fence when it comes to Membu, and people are probably going to kill me for this, right? But we keep forgetting about Okafor and what he did when he was an actual right tackle at his position and not a left tackle.
Right.
There might be something that we have there and it's already set that would give us the reasoning to trade back, because we're like, I could get an Ozzy Trapillo in the third if I'm really believing.
I can't believe Johnny doesn't want another Armand in his life.
I mean, I always want another Armand, but I say all that and I keep picking at Pittsburgh because we have the problem with tight end, right? And it goes right back to what Armand was saying a while back. He was the one that put me onto this. And I said, so if we trade back and they're like, hey, we'll also throw in Darnell Washington because, we like what we got in Farmouth or whatever.
And knowing the Steelers and knowing this tight end class, what Darnell gave them, they could get later on.
Happy birthday, Johnny boy.
Oh, it's your birthday?
No,
got him.
That's between me and Dan. So I always say it's Dan's birthday. His birthday. What's up, Dan? But I mean, that I would do that. Like, I think there's a lot of upside in Darnell Washington that he was not utilized over there. His stats I'm talking about height, his runnings of the way he blocks. He's a freak, man. This guy is. Nobody ever talks about when the dude jumped over 2 defenders in the playoffs, man. Like, it's not talked about enough, right? Like,
there's options. That's the thing. Like, that's why I wouldn't go for like the PSU tight end. There's so much options at that position, and to waste a 7th overall pick. And I'm not for nothing. If you get him at 7, he has to mimic Brock Bowers. He has to
off jump. Exactly.
Like right away. Like Armand.
That's my worry, is that Jet fans are going to want the Brock Bowers expectations of 112 receptions,
how can you
1,000 plus yards. And
wait.
he did that with Gardner Minshew and Aiden O'Connell.
So you keep making my argument more valid, because now
but
you have
Justin the expectation
Fields.
We should have.
We have to.
If you're going to
a tight end at 7.
If Tyler Warren is giving us that on the field, Garrett Wilson's not getting the ball.
We're winning games.
No, we're not
winning games.
That's not possible. Yeah. You can't say that guaranteed. 100%. You can't say that.
Yes.
Did the Raiders win games because of Brock Bowers and his 112 receptions?
They don't have Garrett Wilson.
No, the answer is no.
They don't have Garrett Wilson.
There's one answer, and the name is Armand for right tackle.
They don't have Jet fans.
It's Membu.
Right.
But I mean, Armand, if Pittsburgh comes with that package of itself, it's not something you're like.
Oh, I'm considering it.
Right.
I'll say this: at 7, it has to be an offensive player, for me. If they go defense, I'm never coming on this show, and I have no faith in Glenn and Muji and them.
Me
If
neither. I
they
won't
trade
come on the
down
show
to
either.
if the Jets trade into the 20s and go defense, I'm okay with it.
Marty. Yeah, I'm telling you, the fan base right now is very divided. And it seems like that's the mantra this offseason, right? The Rodgers thing, people are divided. Fields, divided. Now Warren, no one wants a tight end at 7.
I'm high on Loveland from Michigan.
Yeah.
Maybe if you trade it down to 10
I'm cool with
or
that.
11
I'm
or
good with
12, and you took a Loveland, or even if Warren fell to one of those spots.
So I have to say this real quick, right? So I was speaking. You guys know Nate, right? Nate Parentheses Nate. He shows on here and all that.
Mhm.
He made a really good comment the other day. It was a good back and forth conversation that a lot of individuals were having. And he said, you know what I'm not hearing a lot this year that we continue to keep hearing all of last year? Generational talent.
Mm.
And it's not been said once about Tyler Warren at all. Not once. I haven't seen it. I haven't heard it. Right? Maybe, I don't know. Maybe I haven't watched everything else. I feel like I do have a good, ear for that. But it's the truth. I have not heard somebody say he's generational. He's generational. He had one good year over there in Penn State, man. One good year, which was his last year. You telling me that you could not beat Theo Johnson, who was a 4th rounder that got picked for the Giants, but Brock Bowers did that? You know what I'm saying? Like that. Like that's now. Are they 2 different types of tight ends? Yes, because I think if I'm being honest with you, Brock Bowers is more of those hybrid type of tight ends now. That he's more of a wide receiver than a true tight end, as people say in regards to that. But and I hate bringing this comparison to all that, but I say it because it's what's going to happen if Tyler Warren is picked at 7. We are going to want him to be the guy from jump. Where did we pick Garrett Wilson at? What was his number when we picked him?
10th overall.
10th overall.
You see what I'm saying? Like, that's what I mean. Like, we are going to expect that. I'm sorry, but it's going to be expected. And the last thing I'm going to say is this. I believe in Justin Fields. Mm-hmm. What that dude had said, nobody's talking about Justin Fields when he played against Pittsburgh. When he went up on that podium, he could have trashed Pittsburgh. And Dan, you were kind of alluding it to a little bit earlier and all that.
Yep.
It is a completely different dynamic of players that we're having right now on there. And the Quinnen Williams conversation for me, I'm telling you right now, when he put that tweet out that like, oh, great, I guess it's another rebuild for me.
Right.
Again.
Not fun.
I'm telling you, Aaron Glenn has not forgotten about that. Because ever since then, you've not seen any more tweets or nothing. But that's what I'm saying, though, Boom. It's not, again, it's always used constantly. Nobody's used it on Tyler Warren for me to be like, at 7, this is the guy that's going to change this organization around. Because that's what you're saying at that point of it.
But Johnny boy, I'm going to play devil's advocate, right? Because sometimes I waffle back and forth with not selecting him, then selecting him. If he becomes a Jet tomorrow, right? I think he will make this offense that much better and that much more unpredictable. So you have Garrett Wilson, you got Breece Hall in the back, Braylon Allen, an offensive line that's pretty much all set. Man, we haven't had a set offensive line. It's what, 2010, 2009, something where they know each other, except for that right tackle. That's fine. But I honestly think that the level of, again, just scoring points will increase dramatically getting someone like Warren. I think he has all these intangibles. And you're right. The generational talent, that phrase, that description has not been used. Maybe that's a good thing. Maybe that's something where Warren is like, I am that, and I'm going to prove them wrong if he gets selected by the Jets. If he
Not
doesn't
even
get selected by the
just
Jets,
this
then you go
class
after
in
himself.
general. Dan, just this class in general. Maybe for Abdul Carter, but I don't think I've seen generational talent for any player in this class.
You heard what Carl Banks said, right? With Abdul Carter. He said he's no LT. No shit. Like, honestly, like Carl Banks, dude, good. Just go on a retreat, man. No one's comparing him.
I mean, Boom has no what pick at 7 has been considered generational in recent history. Bowers was considered generation. He got picked at 12.
Right.
So that's what I'm saying. Like, it's tough because Dan, I see what you're saying too. If it is Tyler Warren at 7, you best believe I'm rooting for Tyler Warren.
Right.
And I want the guy to succeed and everything. I think he has the tangibles to be good. For me, though, because I've been saying it from day one, before even all this Tyler Warren conversation or whatever, I was always team trade back because I want the more capital. And then once I saw Spielman is part of the council, it's a part of the team, right? To have Muji and Aaron Glenn on there, I was like, man, I think we're trading back. Spielman was always known for that. He always liked having double-digit picks and being able to swing constantly. You know, so I'm just happy that tomorrow all of this is gonna be over, man.
I agree.
Well, it won't be over till Saturday night, Johnny.
I mean,
but I get it. Like tomorrow is the,
well, the Tyler Warren conversations will be done.
This is sick, though, if you think about it. Again, if you had your choice between Warren and Ginty, guys, Luca, who would you go for?
I'd say Warren.
Really? Wow.
Yeah, I would go Warren too. That's
holy smokes.
Yeah, and I like Ginty a lot, but
Armand?
I'm a tight end fan. I gotta go Warren over the running back.
Holy smokes, I'm the only one. Dude, no, these stats are sick.
I mean, Genty's he's a
tremendous player.
Sorry, man.
He's one of the players that's been said he's a generational back.
Yeah, 100%. I would snag him up right away.
But we see running backs come in every year from Friday night, Saturday, the whole day. We've seen running backs those days, day 2, day 3, come in and have impact and run for 1,000 yards.
Dude, this guy's a bulldog, bro.
Can you bring up the top 5 running backs? I think Luca could probably help us out. I know it's him, Hampton, the kid from Ohio State,
Judkins.
Yeah, and pull them up and see what I'm saying, the difference in regards to that. Yeah, wow, Wave. I just realized that I said that, but I was like, man,
just to go with Johnny Boy's thing. You know how I debated the 2017 quarterback class versus the 2018 class? Did anybody call Patrick Mahomes generational coming out into that class in 2017?
I did.
Well, I didn't know you back then, Johnny.
I'm kidding. No, I did not say that.
Nobody did. Nobody did. And look at what he's become.
But that's exactly what I mean. We could trade back and then we could potentially get something because I believe in Glenn. It's what I'm trying to say. Like, nobody talks about his scouting background. Like, that's how he started. Like with Muji, I mean, with Spielman, dude, it's completely different. This organization, to me, is very similar to what the Mets are doing right now, if I'm going to put a comparison to it. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just you could feel the difference. You could feel that you finally – nah, I'm not going to compare them. That's a horrible comparison because, I mean, you got Cohen and Woody. And
Never
mind.
Woody Johnson.
Never mind.
You want to take David Stearns and Muji and Mendoza and Glenn, like maybe they're going to help have an organizational shift.
You can't trade them first, though, Boom. You can't trade Brees And then you're going to wind up like the Giants with Saquon. You have no option. The only way that Brees becomes expendable
If you
is
take Genty.
that's the only way. You can't, I mean, it sucks. I hate trading our own players. Like, I know I'm the first one that said it with Quinton Williams. I hate trading our own players, especially, down to earth, humble, gritty, lunch pail type of blue collar players. But with that being said, if we can draft someone like, to me, that running back is a beast, but I would hate it at 7, man. There's some players' positions that I hate there, and it's running back, tight end, safety, cornerback. But again, Sauce was a top 4. That's fine. It is what it is. He's great. He's excellent. Had a bad season last year, but I think under Aaron Glenn, an all-pro, one of our own, he's going to bring him to a certain level where he's going to be an all-pro once again.
Hey, Luca, who was that safety that you said was very comparison to the guy that they used to call the unicorn? That was a safety that's on the on one of the NFL teams right now. Can't think of his name off the top of my head.
Hamilton?
Yes, that's what it is. Yep.
Yeah,
what's the safety that you had compared to when you were on the show?
Was it Xavier Watts?
No.
Starks?
It might have been Starks.
Might have been.
So here's some breaking news here. George Pickens, who has been subject of trade rumors leading up to the draft, has unfollowed the team. He better not be a Jet.
Yo, I would be happy. Let's go, dogs.
I'm cool with it. You know what, Johnny? If you like him, F it. Go for it. I'm down with it. I'm cool with it.
I think we have the personnel that's going to keep a lot of these cats on check.
But my question is, like, with Pickens, with Jameson, not so much like their off the field stuff, is they're looking for extensions. Like, if you go on Twitter, there's a list of like guys on rookie deals that are being shopped right now or being listened to for being traded, like Jameson. It's because they're coming on their second contracts. So, like,
but Jameson will be 2 years, right? Because he's going on his 4th, and then we could potentially pick up his 5th. So we would get 2 years out of Jameson Williams,
just like with Garrett. But if they produce after this season, are you paying them to? We have to consider like the position to trade for the young guys going for second contracts. Like, are you going to sign 2 receivers? Are you going to trade? I just position. You trade for a corner. Are you going to pay Sauce in that corner that you traded for that's looking for an extension?
Yeah, I mean, I see what you're saying. I mean,
we talked about 7 players at the start of the offseason that could be traded because we're not going to pay all 7 of them.
I mean, who are they? Let's just say who they are.
They were Sauce, they were Garrett, they were Jermaine, they were Quincy, Brees, ABT, and it was what to do with Sherwood was number 7 because he was the free agent this year. What do you do? Do you tag and trade him? Do you extend him? Those were the 7.
So let me ask you guys this then. We're at 7. Who is the surprise pick that the Jets get? No Tyler Warren.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. No Membu.
Yep.
None of those. Who was the player for you guys? And you're like,
well, give us the 6 picks that happened ahead of the Jets, Johnny, so we can at least have a clear vision.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, man.
All right. So Cam Ward gone.
Okay.
Right. You have Hunter gone. Yep. Abdul Carter gone. Membu gone. Tyler Warren gone. Genty gone. That's your 6 right there.
Yep. Can I go first? Ted McMillan. I don't understand how this guy gets overlooked constantly. We have no receivers whatsoever. We got brick hands Lazard on the opposite side.
Why is he still even on the team?
Well, because only the Jets acquire players not financially savvy. You know what I mean? Like, oh yeah, let's recon it. Yeah, let's restructure it. And let's say I got to make 10. I'll give you back 9. I'll play for 1. And Mooj is like, this guy's a dummy. Yeah, let's do it. Who else do we have in the wide receiver room? No one.
Corley, baby.
And Larry and Mo.
Yeah.
Like, that's what I'm talking about.
You still got Xavier Gibson on the team.
Oh, the best.
He should be cut.
Unbelievable.
I think I honestly, it might be crazy, but I think with the Mr. Oh my God, the tight end. I mean, the linebacker that's gone. Mosley, our captain, gone. I would not be surprised if Jalen Walker is the pick at 7, man. That would be the biggest surprise.
You'll never see me again on this show. I am not kidding, and Dan knows I'm not kidding.
I'm going on a different stream tomorrow for the draft. If that happens, I am logging off. I will say nothing.
I will no longer be on the show, and I am not going to support the Jets this season.
Hold on a second. Hold on. Why are you guys so against this guy?
I'm against defense, Dan. I want offense.
No, all right, so Walker, no Mason Graham.
All right, so we're at 7 now.
Okay.
Me and Dan said Luka and Armand.
I'll say something. Dan's gonna kill me for this.
Sanders.
Shador.
I want to kick your ass. Kick your ass.
Well, that Dan might just ban me from the show if that happens.
I will. If that happens, I will buy you a Shador Sanders straight up. I mean,
I don't.
Stitch. No, I will. It'll come from what is that called? Stargate, Stealthgate. What is that from China? What is that called again?
Tariffs.
No, something gate.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. We can't put that out here because you'll get your stuff.
No way.
But
yeah.
Well, with my luck, yeah. Something. I'll get you that. Definitely. No worries. You just have to pay shipping.
Like I said, if they were to let's say they were to trade down into the 20s, whether it's with multiple trade downs or one big trade down, and they went defense in the 20s, I'm okay with it. But if you're staying within the top 10, the top 7, you got to go offense. Like, I would rather take Colston Loveland at 7.
Dude, I'd rather get a kicker at 7. Look at this guy's stats: 6.5 sacks, and we pick him at 7. That would be the most Jets pick. I'm expecting this guy to have like 16 sacks and whatever. No. I'm with you guys. We select defense, and that's like cornerback, secondary. Obviously, you guys know what defense is. But like Jalen Walker, no way. I can't do it.
Luka,
I think a trade down would happen.
And pick Walker.
Fix that Johnny Boy said, and like I think the Jets would make a trade down, even if it wasn't like, let's say it was to the Saints. They go to 9, and let's say they get a 4th. I think they would do it.
So would you be good? Like, let's say if the Jets trade down, we pick up, I don't know, a second next year, and we get Jalen Walker
in the 20s.
Yes,
he's not lasting.
Yeah, he won't last. That'd be nuts.
He's that good.
I think
he's good, bro.
Surprise me if the 49ers start with one at pick 11 took defense.
They need an edge guy.
Luka. So who is it at 7 for you?
The surprise one is going to be Walker. I'm not. That would be my surprise.
That's what I mean. Yeah.
Although Armin said, a trade down possibly would definitely be a surprise as well.
That would be something else, man. I don't know if I could take it, man.
I could tell you this much. That's probably the jersey that I'm ordering for next year. I'd be so happy, bro.
Oh my god,
dude! The only reason I wanted Bowers, like I honestly wanted Olu, but I wanted Bowers because he was a bulldog, man.
Johnny, you know what? Give us a scouting report on Jalen Walker. Make Armand a believer.
He's a hybrid, bro. He could play both. You could put him at edge, or you could throw him back into the linebacking thing, man. I mean, He's a
So
beast.
he's
Bro.
like an Isaiah Simmons and a Derwin James.
He's a motor, man. Way better
Derwin
than all
James
of those, bro.
is a very good player. Isaiah Simmons is not, but like
Derwin James is a beast.
That's not very helpful.
He's like CJ Mosley.
Oh wow.
Christ.
Oh,
I'm gonna crash out tomorrow with my friend. I'm gonna crash out.
He's that cerebral.
I might
Smart,
get into
man.
my car and crash into a wall or crash into the ocean.
Armand, how have all the Georgia Bulldog guys been in the NFL right now? Have been coming out left and right
because they're on the Philadelphia Eagles. There's a difference between us and the Eagles.
Well, don't forget Lad McConkey.
But that's offense. Johnny Boy's trying to bring up defense.
I said Georgia Bulldogs. I said how are all the Georgia Bulldogs
offensively
doing?
Tremendous. Lad McConkey. I mean,
George Pickens.
Tremendous, but we also see the
Darnell Washington. I mean, dude, we can keep going.
Wait, let's play this.
Washington is underwhelming, Johnny. To be fair, he's tight end 2 in Pittsburgh.
Let's play this game.
And underutilized.
Yeah, he's underutilized. Oh, big time.
So, what would it take to get George Pickens on this team? What would it take?
Bro.
Day 3 pick, because it's Dan. Like I'm talking from a business aspect. You have to sign him to an extension. It's the same thing with Jamison Williams. It's why they're being shopped right now.
He wants the extension. He wants it.
Of course, it's going into the last year of his deal. He was a day 2 or day 3 selection.
Yeah, he has no guarantee money, right? If I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, like, are you paying him and Garrett Wilson? Are you like, besides Pickens and Jamison Williams, trade for any receiver right now that's looking for an extension? You're not signing 2 receivers to an extension. Like, there's a better shot of the Jets either staying at 42 and getting a receiver or trading from 42 back into the first round to get a receiver.
You guys don't like Ted McMillan? Like, be honest.
I'm not against Ted McMillan. I'm okay with him at 7.
Would love him, man.
I do. I would rather.
I have him as my third. It's Membu number 1. Loveland, the tight end from Michigan, my second choice. McMillan is 3. I got Warren as my 4th choice.
Whoa! Why do you got Loveland there ahead of Warren? Why is this? What's going on here?
I think his blocking is better.
He's
than
a beast,
Warren's.
bro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. No, I like Tet, man. He's a big dude.
I'm
Reminds me a lot.
I'm not against offense.
Mike Evans.
I'm not even like.
That's
I'm not
the
going to
comp.
be pissed with Genty. I'll just be surprised if they were to go Genty.
You would be more surprised with Genty than if we would get Walker? I would be surprised with Walker. Like, to me, that would blow me away.
I wouldn't, because Aaron Glenn, defense. What did the Jets do? They love picking defense.
Yeah, how many times have we done that over the past decade and a half?
I mean, Rex Ryan, every year, first round, defense. I mean, Rex Ryan tried to set up if you remember this story from years ago, he wanted J.J. Watt so bad. He came up with a fake story that hoped J.J. Watt would fall down to them at the 20s. And J.J. Watt fell to 10.
To his defense, I mean, Quentin Coles and Kyle Wilson, they weren't that bad.
Hey, I did want to say this.
Calvin Pryor.
Hey,
what a guy!
Oh, the Louisville Slug. We passed on we passed on Brandon Cooks, right?
Yes,
we did. Yeah.
Oh.
Hey,
yes.
let me ask you guys this, since we're kind of talking on offense, and we were talking a little bit about running backs. So, what are the narratives that are out there about Scattenbow? Is that Scattenbow is too little, right, to be able in the NFL? That is the craziest narrative that's out there right now, because I'm pretty sure he's taller and bigger than Genty.
Let's see. I mean, dude, Danny Woodhead was like 4'2".
Scatterbo is 5'10", according to Wikipedia.
Oh, so he's bigger than
5'10", 219.
Yeah, Genty is 5'9".
How much weight?
Scatterbo's 219, according to Wikipedia.
And Genty is?
He is looking brick. He's a house. 5'9".
Dude, this running back class, it is crazy.
215. 215.
So they're the same almost, right?
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Like, and people are saying that he would not do well in the NFL, and that's why his stock is dropping.
I think he would do wonders in San Francisco behind CMC.
I think he will do great behind
With us.
With Braylon Allen.
I like Damian Martinez as well. I mean, you also got the kid from Syracuse, but he's more a Saturday pick.
Mm-hmm.
Allen.
I tell you, one guy that I like a lot that nobody's talking about is the kid from Iowa, Caleb Johnson.
That's another one.
The 6'1", that dude is like big, bro.
What you want from Iowa is a tight end because Iowa.
I mean, always.
I mean, George Kittle. I mean, go on and on. But Hawkinson was from Iowa.
That's another one. Yeah, man. I don't know. You know, I'm just happy that 24 hours from now, we should be picking, right? It should be around, 9 o'clock that we're picking?
Based on how long these teams take, too. And if there's a trade. Because remember, if a trade happens, the clock resets for the new team at that.
All right. Let me throw this out there. No one's talking about this. All of a sudden, the Giants are at 3 or whatever. 2. Cleveland, the Browns. You hear the little chime or whatever. There's a trade. The Jets move to 2. Who are the Jets selecting at 2?
Travis Hunter.
Armand?
I'm gonna say they'll go Abdul Carter, but then that worries me for Jermaine.
Right. Johnny, what do you think?
So Cleveland at 2?
It's a swap. Basically, the Jets come up from 7 to 2.
Right.
Oh, if that's the case, and it's Travis Hunter, without a doubt.
Yep.
I might even argue that if Cam Ward doesn't go to the Titans,
same here.
It could possibly be Cam Ward at that point.
I think Cleveland would take him. I think Cleveland would take Ward. I don't even think they would trade out.
Oh, that would be great. Dude, if Muji was to do that, right?
Crazy.
There are the talks of JD truthers anymore. It's gone. Like it's done. For him to get up there and get Travis Hunter, that could potentially still give you 20 plays at wide receiver.
Dude, that would be insane. But that's why,
I would prefer Travis, but I think they might go Carter. I'm with you guys. I would prefer Travis,
and then
but I also want to know I want to know Glenn and the coaching staff's plan for Travis. Snap wise offensively, snap wise defensively.
Which one of these teams do you think the Jets can trade with? I look at it as Cleveland, Vegas, Jacksonville. The Giants know, Pats know. Is there a world where we trade with the Titans?
No.
I think if Abdul Carter falls and he's there at 5, I think it would be Jacksonville would be the team that could potentially be the trade for, because let's go down the list, right? Yeah. I think it's a sure shot that Tennessee is going Ward, right? Mm-hmm. At 100%. At Cleveland, I think Cleveland goes Travis Hunter.
Right.
The Giants, I don't know, bro. Like Giants could go almost anywhere, but Abdul Carter, right, with Dexter Lawrence and all of them.
Yep.
4. This is where it gets crazy, right? We're New England.
New England's my surprise team that would shock everybody with Tyler Warren.
I was thinking the same thing, man.
I mean,
the exact same thing.
Do they really?
I know they need offensive line help, but
that's what I mean. Do they believe that Moses is their future, and you could potentially have a Tyron Smith, Olu scenario all over again over there by bringing in Membu? At that, I think Membu goes there. So then we're at 5.
Well, I think the kid from Ohio State goes there.
I think Ginty goes to the Pats.
I think Genty goes 5 to Jacksonville.
I mean, I could see Genty going to New England with Rabel. Rabel loved Derrick Henry, man, and he was successful with that. And
Nailed
they
it.
made Tannehill look at that. And that's a big shout out to Nick Shine. Nick Shine was the one who brought that up. You know, my whole thing is I don't like taking people's ideas when I hear it, but if it makes sense, I'm gonna definitely give them all the credit to where its credit is due. And I was like, damn, he's making sense. That's a possibility. So
New England does have 9 total picks this year, and their next pick is at pick 38.
So they could absolutely go Genty, 100%,
And
without a doubt.
get offensive line at 38.
Yeah, completely.
And then Carter was the fall, and then he's there at 5. I think I could see us jumping.
What do we give up?
Probably
I think
our
if the Jets were
second.
trading up, it'd be. I think if the Jets were trading up to 5, they're trading up from Membu.
The Jets? Oh, nah, bro.
I think Jacksonville would stick and pick. And
I don't think Membu would. I don't think we trade up for Membu, man. When this draft class has other
stacked.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, no way. I don't think so.
I don't see us trading up for Carter. I think trading down is more.
I mean, I want us to trade down.
I think Chicago is, because that's the rumor right now. Chicago's looking to trade from 10 to trade up.
Mm-hmm.
I think they're the most logical one to trade up with.
For who?
They would either take Tyler Warren or they would take Ashton Genty.
Oh, I can see that. You're right. That makes sense for Caleb, right? Give Caleb another weapon.
That's a big one.
Let me ask you this, because this is something. Can you scroll a little bit down, Dan, please?
Of course. Right here and oh, great.
You broke it.
Where's it? Motherfucker. There you go. It fell again. There we go. How far?
Okay, right there.
Okay.
So Dallas at 12 or San Francisco. And then I think that's one of the ones that we keep going back. And I'm gonna start with Dallas first. Mm-hmm. Dallas jumps up to 7. What will we get back in return for that?
Click on Dallas's logo, because you could click on them and it brings up all their draft picks.
Look at you. This freaking guy knows everything. God bless you, man. Look at that.
12 to 7. I could see us getting 76, 174, maybe 217 or 211.
You can trade comp picks? Yeah.
Yeah, you could trade comp picks.
So 44, would 4 to 4 be out of the question?
You would just be getting 12 and 44 for 7. Then you're not going to get an extra day 3 pick from them.
So to jump though from 12 to 7 with 44, and then we pick again at 48.
Hold on.
Is that
the Jets pick at 42? So you'd have 42 and
44. And so let's just say there's a player in the first round that is in the back end that's falling. We could potentially use that as leverage to
two second-round picks to trade back up.
Hear me out.
Hear me out. Crazy theory. Now, the only position I would trade up for back into the first round and to get them on the 5th-year option is the quarterback. Hear me out. 42 and 44 to 30 to either the Eagles at 32 or the Chiefs at 31, and just to get the quarterback on the 5th-year option, Milroe. He's been getting a lot of hype.
I know.
But just to get the quarterback on a 5th-year option, whether it's Milroe, I use Milroe because you have Justin Fields here, a mobile quarterback. You got Tyrod Taylor here, a mobile quarterback. You know, they might want to stick with the same type of quarterback.
Give me Will Howard. Will Howard's another mobile quarterback that nobody talks about.
Drafted in the first round. You could get him day 3.
No, but that's what I'm saying. That's what I mean. We could get him day 3 and don't have to give up none of that. I like
I
Milrow
don't
a
want
lot.
the
I
quarterback
think
on a 4-year deal. I want the 5th-year option on a quarterback. It's the only position I would trade up for.
I got to be honest. After what the Eagles did, drafting Jalen Hurts in the second, already having supposedly at that point their franchise quarterback in Carson Wentz, I would love if the Jets would get like a Jalen Milrow. That would be awesome. But with the only exception from what the Jets have been doing in so many years, don't start him right away. Don't expedite the process. Allow Justin Fields to become that Drew Brees to Phillip Rivers in the Chargers. You know what I mean? Like the better he plays, the more he stays on the field, and allow Milrow just to sit the pine, understand the game, how fast it is, just to catch up until his time is ready to go.
Maybe QB3 behind Tyrod unless Tyrod got hurt.
Yes, exactly. Pull the entire Steve McNair playbook out there. First year, red shirt. You're not stepping on the field at all until year 2.
An emergency situation. Emergency situation.
Well, yes, definitely. That
Can't say he's not stepping on the field. Just a emergency situation. Both Tyrod and Fields are hurt, and you might as well just let him get his reps in the season.
But I got to be honest. I honestly think he's going to get drafted very high. I think probably maybe top 15. There's got to be one team that's going to jump the gun on this one. Luca, what do you think? The Rams.
26.
Yeah, I
Milrow or Dart.
Luca,
for either to sit behind Stafford, I could see that as a possibility. But part of me thinks that, they still kind of want to win now. So maybe, again, I don't know how many picks the Rams have to say, but could it be like where the Rams maybe select a Will Howard to sit? Doesn't have to be Milrow.
Dude, Will Howard I think is going to be the surprise quarterback in this draft, to be very honest with you. He's not getting that much love and respect as I think he deserves. He's a beast, man. The kid's gonna be something. Again, and I know this is gonna piss off Armand, but I'm gonna say it any damn way. I would not be mad at us if we do not pick a quarterback in this draft at all.
We don't have to.
That doesn't piss me off, Johnny. Like if they don't select a quarterback this year. I just don't want to, I don't want to hear, well, next year's quarterback class is better, so we're just let's wait.
I want it to be Justin Fields. I want Justin Fields to work. Why can't Justin Fields work for us? Why can't he be a player that has a Sam Darnold-like year and he finally is like, oh my God, I understand it. I get it. Do you guys really believe that he was utilized the correct way in Chicago? Do you guys really believe he was utilized the right way in Pittsburgh? I don't think so.
No, I don't think so.
Pittsburgh has never done anything with a quarterback to make him offensively great. Tomlin, why? He was gifted Big Ben when he got that W, right? And from there, he hasn't done, to say, let me get a quarterback.
They deserve criticism for not developing a quarterback.
That's why they went the veteran route a couple of times. After Big Ben, it was supposed to be Kenny Pickett, the Pitt kid. Then they obviously do Russell Wilson and,
Mason
I'm
Rudolph.
going to be completely fair. In my upcoming mock draft that I'm going to do as a prediction mock draft for tomorrow, I think the Steelers take Shador. I think he will fall.
Yo, I've been saying that forever in the day. He fits that.
He does.
He fits over there perfectly. And
do you want to hear a surprise here? I honestly think Shador is going to be selected by the Steelers, but in the second round. I do not see Shador.
They don't have a second.
They'll probably trade back in or whatever the case is. Or another team gets him. But I don't see Shador being selected in the first round.
Pittsburgh trades back to 32 like Baltimore did for Lamar. Pittsburgh trades with Philly. A Pennsylvania trade.
I think so. I think so. And this would be Tomlin's last hurrah at that point. Big time trade for a quarterback. because we kind of know that after last season, crazy as this might sound, there were rumors that Tomlin was going to be out. Remember, there was like a little glimmer of hope with us Jet fans. Were like, dude, I hope he comes to the Jets if we can trade for him, whatever the case is. I don't see Shador getting drafted.
I know Steelers fans that want him out.
That's
crazy.
Yo, Dan. So I say this, right? So
you got to look at his track record, Dan. Like his playoff record's not great since the 2010 AFC title game.
Who was
He doesn't
that?
hire great coaching
Tomlin.
staffs.
No, I know. Who did he play?
Oh, he played the Jets. 3-10 since the 2010 AFC title game. Last year, they ended the season on a 5-game losing streak.
Mm-hmm.
That's including the playoff loss. They never, once they went to Russell Wilson, they ride and died with Russell.
Right.
So
they never really went. They never went back to Justin.
To hit on that point, right? And it kind of puts what Dan was talking about and what you were talking about, Armand. I have a lot of friends that are Steeler fans, like big time Steeler fans that are in the know. And from what they told me, it was ownership that told Tomlin, you need to put in Russell Wilson. Russell Wilson gives us the best to win in his eyes. And he was fighting for Justin Fields, but he was essentially said, dude, no, this is my team. I own it. It's Russell Wilson. Because Russell Wilson, those last 5 games was not good.
No.
Was not good at all. And it should have been Justin Fields. And that's even more of a reason that I think Justin Fields is hearing all of that noise, is hearing all of that. It's going to play with a giant chip on his shoulder to show everybody.
Also, so you're bringing up ownership, Johnny, and Luca knows me so well. I crush ownership in baseball, right? There was a report when the Jets signed Fields that Fields went back to the Steelers and said, if you give me the starting job, I will sign with you. I'm starting to see the trend of ownership didn't want to make Fields the starter.
Right.
Now, maybe Tomlin was okay with not making Fields the starter in case they brought in another quarterback via the draft to compete with Fields. And maybe everybody else from the coaching staff and players wanted Fields to be here and be the starter. But maybe ownerships put their foot down and said, no, he's not going to be the starter. Let him compete for it. And obviously what happened is $30 million and being the starter for the New York Jets is what got him here to New York.
Yeah.
I'm siding here with Johnny Boy. I honestly think that Justin Fields will have every single opportunity. Again, if it's the exact same, obviously it's going to have new wrinkles on it. The Detroit Lions scheme on offense, if that's the playbook, and you have now a quarterback that brings a different dimension than what Jared Goff brings, and that's his legs, it could be a sustainable offense of points being scored, like the likes that we have not seen maybe ever. I'm sorry that I'm going to that extreme, but I think the Jets have done good in their history when you don't expect much. When you expect a lot from the Jets, they will crush your soul. Again, 98, nobody expected much. Freaking AFC Championship game. Nobody expected that much in 2009. AFC Championship game. Who expected Ryan Fitzpatrick to break Vinny Testaverde's touchdown record in 2015? We didn't make the playoffs, but it was an exciting season. I think this right here, with players that have fire in them to prove everyone wrong, it starts with Justin Fields. Now that offensive line, you're just one guy away, and maybe you're 100% right, Johnny. Maybe the guy that we have that we signed from the Pats that was a right tackle with the Steelers. I can't even pronounce that name because they will cancel me.
Okafor?
Yeah, thank you. Exactly, that one. I think it'll all come together. Plus, we have a legit defense. That, to me, people keep forgetting that. The defense that we have, coupled with, is spearheaded by Aaron Glenn, and Wilkes. How do we forget that we have that kind of defensive coordinator in the building?
Yep.
That
True
we're
story.
finally going to start blitzing. And I see Will McDonald having 12 sacks. JJ, 9 to 12 sacks. I think it's going to be a lethal team. Everyone buying into this new regime and making a lot of us into believers, especially the ones that didn't want Glenn.
Now, you know what this team is going to remind me of right now? And let's see what happens with the draft. Johnny, you're going to love this one for me. Last year's Mets team.
Yeah.
A lot of questionable signings. Manaya.
Yep.
Great point.
I'm going to compare Justin Fields without the injuries to Luis Severino. Very
100%.
questionable. A lot of doubters, including myself. He's never thrown for 3,000 yards. Or, you know, that he has to hit that mark for me this year for me to really believe in him. And also to prove that he can be a starting full season caliber quarterback to also help you win games that are because of him. A real quarterback is the reason why you could win games in this league more often than not.
Can I ask this question here? Do you think that Justin Fields may fall into that same Aaron Rodgers trap where he force feeds the ball to like how Rodgers was with Devontae, and now Fields having that rapport with Garrett Wilson, even though he's double covered, he's going to throw it at him?
No, I don't see it.
No, right?
I think this is
preseason, yes, but I think the coaches will hammer that to him in camp, in the film room. Do not force the ball.
Yeah, I think if this is just my opinion again, I think Justin Field is gonna have like 2,900 yards throwing, 800 yards running, 17 throwing touchdowns, 11 touchdowns with his feet. Would you guys say that's a bad season, or and would you take that?
I take it in a heartbeat. Take it. Yeah.
Armand?
Points.
I need 3,000 yards passing from a quarterback.
Luca?
Hold on, remind me of the stats. I'm sorry. I was you said like 10. What'd you say? How many rushing touchdowns?
11.
Okay.
17 throwing.
Okay.
Right.
So that's 28
20, let's say 2,900 yards throwing yards. And then let's just say 800 rushing yards for the season.
Wow. Heck yeah.
I think you could show me. I mean, I think that's a part of like legitimate progress because most yards that Fields threw for was 22,562. It's close to 3,000. It's not quite there. I'm kind of like an Armin stance. I would like 3,000, but if he gets like 800 yards rushing, that's like incredible because he's not. Again, we all know he's not the ultimate passer, but if he can leverage his rushing ability and passing ability to the point where, you know, defenses really can't predict, and it's not like he'd become like a top 15 quarterback or something like that. He'd be at least somewhat league average to the point where, like, okay, we have to stay on our toes with this guy. So, you know what? I would buy that to show that there's some sort of progress.
My question for the 800 yards rushing, how is he getting that? Like, are those design plays?
Yeah,
are those
they're
RPOs?
There's going to be a whole bunch of RPOs that are going to be done there to where he has the ball in our running back stomach and he sees something, he pulls it, and he could go ahead and hit the edge and just take off. I mean, again, I say that because if you put those numbers together, that's very similar to what Aaron Rodgers gave us this year.
And again, doing that with the RPOs and the dynamic of that Detroit Lions offense. Yo, man, the sky's the limit. Again, hopefully our offensive coordinator can take the entire book that he had over there in Detroit, kind of skim it into his own way. But I want to see a great product there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to see three and out predictability, this and that. I want to see that this offensive coordinator proving the Detroit Lions, that organization, wrong, saying you should have elevated me to that status as opposed to getting what Chad Morton or whatever the guy's name is, John Morton. So I think not only the players have a lot to prove, but even the coaches.
Yeah.
Like you could tell that everyone in that building is buying into this program. And I think it continues. I think everybody started buying in. It continues tomorrow. And I'm excited, man. Guys, I want to give a big shout out to everyone that came on tonight and the ones that made it through the end. Armand, Luca, Johnny Boy, the whole
Always.
chat. Oof, oh my goodness. Guys, out of this world, thank you for hopping on. We're going to be on probably Saturday during day 3. So without a doubt, if you haven't done so already, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button. Definitely helps us immensely. Go
Before
for
we
it,
go,
Armand.
Dan,
Please. Go for it.
I got a personal thank you to Dan, to Johnny, to Luca, to Afram, to all the guys. April 12th was my 3-year weight loss anniversary. I want to thank you guys all for your support.
Heck yeah, man.
Really means a lot. I lost a total of 197 pounds in 3 years. I went from 484 to 287. AVT, I am coming for right guard as long as the Jets draft Armand Membu. So there's a new A&A connection on the offensive line for the next decade.
Hey, Armand, can you do me a favor real quick? Can you give me a Joe Henry real fast?
You want me to stand up?
Oh, you can do it on your chair, but it'll be easier for you. Dan, do you know who Joe Henry is?
I know it's a candy bar.
I believe in Joe Henry.
Oh no. What is that?
Let's go, baby.
Yeah.
Dad, can you do me a favor real quick? Please,
Go for
you're
it.
gonna laugh. Can you put on the screen I am Joe Henry, and you'll see exactly what we're talking about. And you're gonna get a good chuckle off of this. JOE space HENDRY. I am Joe Henry.
Hendry. Okay. That's it.
Yeah,
I believe in Joe Henry.
It's wrestling related, Dan. I'll give you the.
Okay, hold on 1 second. You know
Dude,
what?
it was the most funniest thing, bro, when Randy Orton RKO'd him. It was awesome.
Wait, hold on 1 second. Say
Luca is a big wrestling fan, just to let you guys know. He's not talking about it, but it's okay.
Wait, since when?
Since right now, bro. Since Armand just did that turnaround, bro.
I was talking to a buddy of mine the other day about Paul Heyman turning heel.
Oh, jeez.
It was crazy.
Oh, here we go. You know,
Johnny Boy, look at Dan. Tell me Dan is not Joe Henry with the beard.
He is, bro. That's why I said it. Look, this is Dan, guys.
Can you guys see it?
Yeah, we can see it.
Yeah. Joe Henry is Dan with hair.
All right. My man.
I believe in Joe Henry.
Yeah, we're gonna get canceled. Totally.
Hey, Dan,
I'm cool with it. Yeah, that's cool.
You gotta do the turnaround just like he just did it, bro. No, but you gotta.
I can't. I'm full my back. My God.
Oh, never mind.
I'm missing
Johnny,
vertebrae,
you're
bro.
forgetting Dan's an elder statesman.
That's right. Hey, but Dan, before we get off, tomorrow, right? Go all around at 7. Who the Jets get?
All right. Armand, go for it.
I just said it. Armand Membu.
Luca.
And if they select him, I will buy his jersey. It's a guarantee. If Armand Membu is the Jets selection tomorrow, I am guaranteeing you I'm buying his jersey.
From DH Gate? Luca.
I predicted. I just redid my first round mock. I have the Jets taking Membu.
Johnny Boy.
This is a Jets Afterburners exclusive.
Whoa.
Exclusive.
Okay.
I think the Jets shock the entire world and get Genty. No, I'm kidding. We get Jalen Walker. No, I'm kidding. It's going to be Armand Membu. All right. It's Armand
ready?
Membu.
You ready for mine?
Yes.
Jackson Dart.
Oh my!
Yeah. Have a good night, boys.
Quarterback, Ken O'Brien of California Davis. Just 14 that first time, now going long. They got a wide open man, and he makes the catch. It's Braylon Edwards taking off. Braylon Edwards will take it home for the touchdown. 80.
First down in San Diego territory at the 47-yard line. Big draw. And Pennington going for 6. Deep down the field, and